Why does your heartbeat seem to fall into rhythm with the people you love? Now, if you hear that in a movie, you might think, that's romance. That's metaphor. But the funny thing is, it's not just poetry. There's real science underneath it. Physics, biology, a bit of neuroscience, all dancing together like two people who've been listening to the same music long enough. So let's dig into it the way we always do, by asking simple questions. The first question, what is a heartbeat really? We say, heartbeat, like it's one thing. But what is it? Your heart is not just a pump, it's an oscillator. Now that's a fancy word, but don't let it scare you. An oscillator is just something that repeats over time. Back and forth, tick-tock, up-down, a pendulum swings, a guitar string vibrates, a clock ticks, and your heart, lub-dub-lub-dub-lub-dub, that's a rhythm. So right away, you and I, and everyone in this room, we're walking around with little biological clocks inside our chests. Not perfectly regular like a machine, but rhythmic enough. Now here's where things get interesting. Oscillators like to talk to each other. You might think each person's heartbeat is isolated. Your rhythm is yours, mine is mine. But nature doesn't work that way. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you and a friend are walking side by side. At first, your steps are random. One of you is a little faster, the other slower. But after a minute or two, without thinking, you fall into step. Left, right, left, right. You didn't decide to synchronize. It just happened. Why? Because each of you is an oscillator. Your legs swinging. And when oscillators are coupled, meaning they can influence each other, they tend to synchronize. This is called entrainment. Entrainment, the great organizer entrainment, is one of those beautiful ideas in physics that shows up everywhere. You've seen it before, even if you didn't notice it. People clapping in a crowd start out messy, then suddenly become perfectly rhythmic. Fireflies flashing randomly begin blinking together. Musicians in a band lock into the same tempo. And here's a classic. If you put two ticking clocks on the same wall over time, their ticks can line up. Now, why does this happen? Because oscillators don't like chaos. When they can influence each other, even a little, they tend to settle into a shared rhythm. It's like they're saying, look, instead of fighting, na na oh no now or so, our heart's oscillators too. Yes, and more importantly, they're not isolated. Your heart is influenced by your nervous system, your breathing, your emotions, even the people around you. Now here's the key idea. Your heart doesn't just beat, it responds, it speeds up, it slows down, it adapts. So instead of being a rigid metronome, it's more like a jazz musician. Flexible, responsive, listening to the environment. The nervous system, the hidden conductor. Let's bring in biology for a moment. Your heart is controlled by the autonomic nervous system, which has two main parts. The sympathetic system, fight or flight. The parasympathetic system, rest and relax. Now think about this. When you're around someone you love, what happens? You relax. Your breathing slows. Your muscles soften. Your stress decreases. And all of that feeds into your heart. But here's the twist. It's not just happening inside you. The other person is going through similar changes. So now you have two systems. Two bodies. Both adjusting. Both responding. Both sending signals. And guess what happens when two responsive oscillators interact? They start to synchronize. A simple everyday experiment. Try this sometime. Sit next to someone you care about. Don't talk. Just sit quietly. After a few minutes, something subtle happens. While your breathing patterns start to align. Your posture relaxes in similar ways. Even your tiny movements, like shifting weight or tapping fingers, begin to match. Now here's the crucial part: your heart is tied to your breathing. When you inhale, your heart rate slightly increases. When you exhale, it decreases. This is called respiratory sinus arrhythmia, a fancy name for something very simple. So if two people's breathing synchronizes, their heart rhythms start to align too. Feedback loops, the invisible conversation. Now, let's talk about something really fascinating: feedback loops. A feedback loop is when a system's output feeds back into itself and influences future behavior. Here's an easy example. You smile at someone. They smile back. That makes you smile more. That's a feedback loop. Now imagine this happening at a physiological level. You relax, your breathing slows. The other person senses it. They relax. Their breathing slows. You relax even more, back and forth. Back and forth. This creates a loop of synchronization, and your heart is right in the middle of it. Emotional connection amplifies the effect. Now here's the part that makes people raise their eyebrows. Why does this happen more strongly with people you love? Why not with strangers on a bus? Well, the answer is surprisingly straightforward. You are more sensitive to people you care about. Your brain pays more attention to them. Their facial expressions, their tone of voice, their breathing, their presence. This increased sensitivity strengthens the coupling between your systems. It's like turning up the volume on the connection. So the synchronization becomes stronger, faster, more noticeable. Think of it like music. Let me give you a musical analogy. Imagine two musicians. If they're strangers and can't hear each other well, they'll drift out of sync. But if they're close, listening carefully, emotionally connected, they lock into rhythm beautifully. Now replace musicians with hearts. Replace sound with subtle biological signals. Same principle. The role of mirror systems. Your brain has something called mirror neurons. Cells that activate not just when you act, but when you see someone else act. If someone yawns, you feel like yawning. If someone is tense, you feel tension. If someone is calm, you calm down. So when you're close to someone, your brain is constantly mirroring them. That affects your nervous system, which affects your breathing, which affects your heart. You see the chain, resonance, when things really click. Now let's bring in a physics term that sounds fancy, but is actually quite intuitive: resonance. Resonance happens when one system naturally amplifies another's vibrations. Push someone on a swing at just the right moment, and the motion grows larger. That's resonance. Now imagine two people whose emotional and physiological states are aligned. Their systems don't just synchronize, they reinforce each other. Their calm makes the other calmer. Their rhythm strengthens the other's rhythm. That's resonance in a biological system. A little story. Let me tell you something simple. Imagine an old couple sitting on a bench. They're not talking. No dramatic gestures. No big emotions. Just sitting. But if you measured their heart rates, their breathing, you might find something remarkable. They're in sync. After years together, their bodies have learned each other's rhythms. Not consciously, but through thousands of hours of shared experience. Meals, walks, conversations, silence. Each moment nudging their internal oscillators closer together. It's not perfect synchronization now. Don't get the wrong idea. This isn't like two clocks ticking exactly the same. Biological systems are messy. There's variation, noise, fluctuations. But what you see is a tendency toward alignment. A statistical pull toward synchronization. Like dancers who aren't perfectly identical, but clearly moving to the same beat. Stress breaks synchronization. Here's an interesting twist. If one person is stressed and the other is calm, synchronization becomes harder. Why? Because the oscillators are now operating at very different frequencies. One heart is racing, the other is slow. One nervous system is in fight or flight. The other is relaxed. It's like trying to sync a fast drum beat with a slow lullaby. But if they spend time together, something can happen. Either the calm person helps regulate the stressed one, or the stress spreads. Yes, synchronization can go both ways. That's why company matters. You've probably experienced this without realizing it. Calm people make you feel calmer, while anxious people can make you tense. While energetic groups lift your mood. This isn't just psychology, it's physiology. Your internal rhythms are adjusting to the people around you. The body is a social instrument. We often think of the body as individual, separate, but in reality, it's deeply social. Your brain, your heart, your nervous system. They're constantly interacting with others. You're not just thinking about people. You're physically responding to them. And in close relationships, this interaction becomes stronger, more refined, more synchronized. Why love makes it stronger? Let's come back to love. Love increases attention, emotional openness, a physical proximity, time spent together. All of these strengthen coupling between two systems. So synchronization isn't just more likely, it's more stable. It's like tuning two instruments carefully, over and over, until they naturally stay in harmony. A funny thought. Now here's something amusing. If you and someone are very close, and your heartbeats synchronize, who's leading? Are you following them? Are they following you? Or are both of you adjusting continuously? The answer is yes. It's a dynamic dance. No single leader, just constant mutual adjustment. The bigger picture, what we're really seeing here is a general principle of nature. Systems that interact tend to organize themselves. From atoms to galaxies, from pendulums to people. And in the case of humans, that organization shows up as connection, empathy, and yes, even synchronized heartbeats. So is it romantic or scientific? It's both. That's the fun part. You can describe it in equations, oscillators, coupling constants, feedback loops. Or you can describe it in poetry. Two hearts beating as one. They're not contradictory. They're just two ways of looking at the same phenomenon. Final thought. Next time you sit quietly with someone you care about, remember this. Something subtle is happening beneath the surface. Your bodies are communicating in ways you don't consciously control, adjusting, responding, aligning. Not perfectly, not magically, but naturally. And in that quiet synchronization, you're seeing physics and biology doing something rather beautiful. Not because they're trying to be beautiful, but because that's just what happens when systems connect.